My brother's children call my wife their aunt and me by my first name. They are not wrong. At Christmas dinner, my niece Ava set down her fork. Aunt Rachel, can you pass the rolls? Rachel passed them, smiling. Then Ava turned to me. Daniel, is there more gravy? Not Uncle Daniel, just Daniel. She was 7. Her brother Cole was 9. Neither of them had ever once called me uncle, and I'd stopped correcting them because my brother Mark always said the same thing. Kids do their own thing. Don't make it weird. But that night, my father, at the head of the table, tapped his glass. Before we eat, I want to say something. Your mother and I are getting old. We've decided to sign the house and the accounts over now, while we can, to keep it in the family. Mark set his hand on Dad's shoulder. That's the right call. Simpler if it's clean. Clean how? I asked. Mark didn't look at me. One name. Less confusion. Dad nodded slowly. Mark's handled our finances for 2 years. He knows where everything is. I looked at my mother. She was staring at her plate, and her hands were shaking. Mom, it's fine, Daniel, she whispered, but she didn't sound fine. Mark cleared his throat. Dad, we should probably explain to Daniel why it's structured this way. He finally turned to me, and there was something soft and cruel in it. You've always known you were adopted. Nobody's hiding that. But the estate follows blood. That's just the law. You understand. The table went quiet. Ava looked up at me. That's why we don't call you uncle. Daddy said you're not really. And there it was. My brother had been teaching them for years. Mark told you that? I said. Cole nodded. He said Aunt Rachel married in, but you just showed up. Rachel's hand found my knee under the table. I kept my voice level. You're right. I am adopted. They're not wrong. I reached into my jacket and pulled out a folded bank statement. But I want to ask Mark something first. Dad, when did you last check your own accounts? Dad frowned. Mark checks them for me. I figured. I slid the paper across the table. That's your savings account, or what's left of it. 60,000, gone in 18 months. Withdrawals every few weeks, all to an LLC. Mark's face didn't move. That's for their care. Medications, the roof. The LLC is registered to you, I said. I pulled it Tuesday. Mark Sutton's sole owner. There's a boat, Mark. You bought a boat with Dad's money. My father's fork clattered against his plate. What is he talking about? He's lying, Mark said, but his voice had gone thin. I set down a second page. This is the power of attorney you filed in March. Mom didn't sign this. That's not her signature. I have the one from her library card right here. Look at the M. My mother made a small sound. I never signed anything. Mark, I told you I didn't want to. You were confused, Mom. She wasn't confused, I said. You needed her declared incompetent so no one would ask about the money. And you needed me gone before anyone did the math. That's why the estate had to go to one name tonight. Because the second I inherited half, I'd have seen the accounts. So you spent 2 years turning your own children against me. You made 2 little kids into your alibi. Mark stood up fast, his chair scraping back. You have no idea what you're sit down. My father's voice cut through the room, low and terrible. He was holding the forged power of attorney close to his face, reading it. This is my wife's name. In your handwriting. He looked up at Mark. You stole from your mother. You called her incompetent so you could rob her. Dad, listen. You told my grandchildren their uncle wasn't family. Dad stood, slowly gripping the table. And the whole time it was you who wasn't. Mark lunged for the papers. I pulled them back and he stumbled into the table, glasses tipping over. Rachel already had her phone up, screen glowing. I'm calling the police. It's ringing. Mark spun for the front door, but Cole was standing in front of it, his 9-year-old son blocking the way, looking up at him. Daddy, why is Grandpa crying? Mark froze. He couldn't push past his own kid, and in that second of hesitation, my father crossed the room and took him by the collar with both hands. You are not walking out of this house. Ava tugged my sleeve. Uncle Daniel, is Daddy going to jail? Uncle, she'd finally said it.